Namaste, Jai Bharat. Operation Falcon 50. Operation Falcon 50. It was only recently that pilgrims traveling in a vehicle were sprayed bullet from snipers. They fired at random at the vehicle, which will naturally hit the driver, and then the vehicle will go out of control and make accident. That of course precisely had happened. What is this Operation Falcon 50? Now, Pakistan, I don't think they are all alone in this terrorist activities, especially against Bharat. They have supports from multiple corners because there were agencies who are trying to disturb the general elections in Bharat. And the Operation Falcon 50 is the name given to disturb the general elections that took place recently. So they trained 50 falcons. The falcon is a very dear name to some people. So that must be the reason they have adopted. They trained 50 falcons who are actually terrorists. They picked them up from various terrorist outfits like Lashkar-e-Taiba or Tayyib-Ali or Jaish-e-Mohammed, etc., etc. There are many such outfits. From there they picked up people, trained them, 50. So it's Operation Falcon 50. Now these 50 people were initially programmed and sent to Bharat, whichever means they have done it. And their prime objective was to disturb the general elections through, how do they disturb? They disturb by creating law and order problems by blasts, series of blasts. They have done series of blasts in the past. The Bombay blasts, for example, and several other places. They keep blasting, and even the Coimbatore blast. So this was the objective of disturbing, and many places, many blasts and bomb explosions we came across in the past. But for past 10 years, during Modiji's regime, this is considerably under control and subsided. Now, these 50 falcons were set off. They got into Bharat and they wanted to disturb the elections, but they failed. Primarily, it must be due to the vigil of our security forces. They must have known it naturally. That's their profession. They must have known it. And they could not do anything as far as the election is concerned. So these 50 falcons, terrorist falcons, the falcons are good birds. You can call them as terrorists. But these people, since they took the name, so then they had to do something. So they did this, hit the pilgrims. After all, they are Kafirs, so take it. And 2 of them were neutralized by security forces, and 48 are still hiding elsewhere. I don't know where they are hiding, but the people who should know where they are hiding will know it. They are hiding. Now, from these 2, the kind of things we found is they are well equipped with military gadgets which the Pakistani Rangers are using. For example, the night vision finders and the M4 rifles. M4 rifles are supposed to be the latest and is used by the elite forces like commandos. They had these things. The M4 rifles, which the Pakistani Rangers must be using, and night vision finders, or other gadgets they had. These things we found from those two neutralized people. So if the 50 Falcons had all these Falcon wings with them. Now, as the Pakistan's case, once we consider, the military is quote unquote autonomous, self-made autonomy. The military does what they want. They are not under any civil obedience. In the Kargil also same thing happened. They just decide to act. But look at the military. I myself used to be in the armed forces. I was in the Air Force. I know that. But look at the mindset. See, when a person in the services, the army, he after getting a brigadier is a very senior rank, a 1 star. Then lieutenant general 2 stars, major general 3 stars, and general of course 4 stars. These have become very senior people, and they turn to be carriers. Of course, there's no harm in making a career out of the forces. Of course, one can make a career, but the prime objective is not career building. The prime object is Rashtra Sevana or Rashtraya Swaha. That is really what makes armed forces armed forces. But what in Pakistan what happens is they are not a professional army or not very professional defense forces, but they carrier builders. And once they get senior and their retirement is nearing them in time, so they want to get their own houses in order by they have all the opportunities of making money, get money made this way or that way, and then after the time, once they have to go out, they go and live in abroad, thinking that must be a very golden period for them, period of rest. Of course, so you can't just rest like that. That's a different story. They decide, and I really wondered if the civil government would have given permission to such things. I don't think that they must have even informed the civil government, because the army in Pakistan acts as they feel like. They fix their own salaries and they fix their own amenities and they look after themselves, everything. So they had been a parallel administration in Pakistan. I don't know from where it began, but they had been functioning as a parallel administration, and they do what they feel like doing. There is another parallel administration in Pakistan, that is the administration of the Maulavis, Malawi lot. Then only comes this so-called elected government, where the election itself is very farce. There is really no genuine election. The military says who should rule, and that person or those group will rule. These are all kind of an eyewash. And who suffers in the process? The people who happen to live there or who happen to leave us and go. They of course left us and gone willfully, wantingly, thinking that they are going to a better place for all kinds of reasons. They'll have all kinds of reasons in any case. And this is not alone. There were many other agencies and some nations who wanted to disturb the elections for various reasons, not for one reason, various reasons. But their objectives remain the same, but their reasons are different. Some people didn't want to see a strong nation. Some people had corporate interest, their ways. But all told, they don't want a Bharat which will stand bold, strong, and they have to listen to us. So there must have been support from other corners, like that person who makes videos sitting in, I think, England or somewhere. His original name I'll tell you, not his assumed Hindu name. He keeps a Hindu name and comes to videos abusing Bharat and abusing all kinds of things in Bharat. His name is originally Badruddin Rashid Lahori. But he doesn't live in Pakistan. Even the Pakistani people don't know that he is a Pakistani sitting elsewhere and making it. Common people I'm talking about. So he is paid. He is paid. he is looked after. So not by his videos, but other ways he is looked after. He does all this. Now, of course, he is exposed. He is exposed. He is exposed in Bharat at least. Everyone knows who is this man. Lahori, his original name, and a duplicate Hindu name. People know. There are many such agencies who working behind these kind of things to destabilize Bharat and to create disturbances in the elections, etc. No. Of course, they violate all 10 commandments. They violate all kinds of things which they say. There is no philosophical unity of speech and action. Actually, in philosophy, we discuss about unity of thought and action. But in case of Pakistan, there is absolutely no unity among talk and action. They say they don't do. Many places they are helpless because the civilian administration might want to do something, but the army would not simply allow it. They will get them overthrown and do something else. But a nation, I'm talking about Pakistan, which is in deep trouble, deep problem, is doing such things. They have the infrastructure, or they create the infrastructure to create a Falcon 50 and send them to Bharat to disturb the elections. And what do you think? What will they gain? What is somebody like, great man, very rich man, after spending so much of money to get India out of power, what do they achieve? The people of Bharat will suffer if they succeed. And the people of Bharat should think about it and know about it. So Falcon 50 operation, just only 2 were neutralized. Other 48 must be around. We might know, we may not know, because unnecessary things need not to be told in public. What is what doesn't really affect the people need not to be discussed. The work has to go on. The work will be done. So Falcon 50 is an interesting phenomenon. Till we meet again, Namaste, Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.